Hello, everybody. Welcome to my first tarot reading on YouTube. My name is Ziete. I'm really excited to be doing this. I've been thinking about it for a long time, and today is the day. I'm a little nervous, but I'm sure that as we get into the reading and as I get into some other videos, the energy will just flow a little more naturally. So let's get going. What I want to do today is a collective reading to see what cycle we find ourselves in right now, check into the energy that we're in right now as we enter this new year. And I want to see how to reach that cycle that we want to be in, how to transition into this next just chapter in our lives, this new energy that is just waiting for us, how to get there. So I'm going to start with the tarot. I have a few decks here, but right now I just want to lay it out as in the cycle we're now, transition, where we're going. So, spirits, who are here to guide me towards love, who are here guiding me to do this first tarot reading on YouTube, who are connecting to people all around who are finding themselves in a similar cycle to mine. Thank you for sharing with me the knowledge that I meant to channel and share with the collective so that we can transform ourselves inside and out and our surroundings through shifting towards love. And how does that look like? How do we transition? What does the next cycle look like? Thank you, spirits. Thank you, guides. Thank you, ancestors, who are guiding me towards love. I call upon my own, and whatever it is that whoever's watching, their beliefs, their internal compass towards love, I call upon it so that I'm the channel through which they receive their own wisdom. Okay, let's get into it. So, for right now, the energy we find ourselves in, we got the Emperor. The transition we got, this is the Eight of Swords. And then where we're going is the Ace of Cups. A huevo. So next I want to use these tarot cards. These are very special to me because they're my first deck ever. My mom gifted me this when I was around 17, 18, and I've had them since. Some of them are definitely missing, but I choose to believe that the ones that are meant to be here for this reading in this moment are here. Again, we have two different tarot decks, so they'll come out. Actually, it's three, so whatever needs to come out will come out. So this is the energy of the cycle we find ourselves in right now. We got the Ace of Swords. The transition, we got the King of Wands. And it's looking a lot like the Emperor in this image. I'll show you in a second. And then for the cycle that we're entering into, we got the Wheel of the Year, which is, I think it's the Wheel of Fortune on this deck. I'll check that, double check that, but pretty sure. So now, I make my own oracle papers. My friends and people who know me know this is my thing. And today I decided to make some, but these actually I didn't get to make any, and it's just my mom and my sister who did them. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's see. So for the cycle that we're in right now, let me put that there. For the cycle, the transition, that way. And then, oh, I think it's two, no, it's one. And for the cycle we are choosing and entering into, there we go. So for right now, it says, no, déjala ser feliz. It says, no, let her be happy, like let it be happy, let it be happy. The transition, we got kiss me, Hmm. And then where we're heading towards, you are the joy, is what it says. I'm loving the energy we're all choosing to move towards. I'm excited because, oh boy, I feel like a lot of us have been feeling like we're almost moving out of a cycle and then bum, bum, bum. It's like two steps forward, three steps back type energy. But then at the same time, something feels so close. This change, this shift, it just feels like I can taste it. You know, it's there. So then these are some cards from the Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. These are the oracle cards of it. So for now, we got Seek to Know the Truth. With the Ace of Wands, that's pretty real. I mean, Ace of Swords. And then the transition, we got Release Self-Judgment. And then for the energy we're moving into, we got Manifest Your True Intentions. Heck yeah. Right now I'm not cursing because I haven't decided if I will or not, but I do. And yeah. My mom's here and she's trying to be as quiet as possible. Okay, so and this is the last one that I'm gonna use from these. Oh, I'm missing one tarot deck. But I just want to show you in pre-shuffling because I like when people do that when I show what's happening. But feel free to speed up, like speed the video up because I do that too, you know. So this is, oh, where did it go? Did I drop it? Did I? Interesting. I don't know where that card went. Okay, I'm gonna just, oh yeah, it's right here. Seek to Know the Truth. And then we got, for the energy we're in, what does integrity mean to you right now? This is how I practice trusting myself today. And this is the transition. This is my prayer to stay conscious when I forget to trust. And then this is the energy we're moving into. Consider any tones of doubt that might be present today. This is who I am when that doubt falls away. Awesome. And final tarot cards. This is Tarot del Fuego. I don't know who it's by, but I know that they did the album cover for like Kai. I think their name's like Kai Trinata or something. The artist, yeah, and some other cool things. Like I mean, it's such recognizable work that it's just exciting whenever I see it around. But I can't remember the artist right now. So here we go. This is for the energy we're currently in right now. We got the Nine of Wands. And we got the transition energy. These are some that skipped over, so let me just fix that. The Strength is our card for now. And then our destination, the cycle we're choosing. We got the Four of Cups. Interesting. Four of Cups. Okay. Okay. Let's get started then. So the energy we're in right now, we got the Emperor, we got the Ace of Swords, we got no, let her be happy. What does integrity mean to you right now? This is how I practice trusting myself today. Nine of Wands, seek to know the truth. There's definitely some complex energies that we're dealing with right now. It feels like there's this level of like rigidity, I think is the word. Like, it's almost like
We are so used to people trying to trick us or use us, or we have moments where we experience that, and therefore we felt like that was something we needed to be watching out for. And so we became this like emperor. But in this emperor card, to me, there's just this coarseness, like this toughness to him that just seems like there's a level of rigidity that is not completely necessary. It feels like it's like a shell. So it's this very rigid, very judgy energy um, that comes from wanting to protect ourselves. And so we judge another. But in that judgment of another, it's like we are not allowing them to surprise us, to for new energy to move in and surprise us because we believe we have all the molds. Like we know that this should fit in here. And so we're just looking to see where that energy coming our way fits into the molds that we already know. But maybe we're at a point where our molds are old molds because that energy is old energy, but we're still trying to classify it in there. Um, we we are wise. We can tell that there's a difference there, but we're still acting from our old patterns. We're still reacting instead of inventing. And so right now it seems like at least what we got going for ourselves is this desire to be joyful, to live in our truth, to enjoy our lives. And so we find ourselves in this emperor, this rigid energy, not allowing it in. And um, because of that, like blockage, at least the desire to live in joy is allowing us to see that what we are assuming isn't actually the truth of what that energy is and what is coming towards us. So, our energy right now, we're seeking to know the truth, but in that we are judging something and not allowing it to reveal itself and show itself and surprise us. um, there is truth coming our way, and maybe it's truth that we're not used to seeing and feeling, and so we just need to sit back and allow it to unfold and allow ourselves to transform with it and to receive new molds and to even give up molds completely. Just allow ourselves to trust that we know how to respond to those energies and therefore they can't harm us. That in just experiencing what that is, even if it's new, we are strong enough to respond however is necessary. And maybe there's no response needed. Maybe we can absorb and trust that we know how to filter in love and only love. So, what does integrity mean to you right now? This is how I practice trusting myself today. Trust yourself to respond in new ways. Trust that you can transform as well. Trust that if new energy comes in and you're responding one once again, like one again and again in the same way, and it's feeling old and it's feeling rigid, and you're no longer identifying with those ways of reacting, know that that's because there's more within you. There's something just looking for wiggle room and looking to express itself. So trust that you don't have to put up a shield because you can receive new energy without being harmed. I hope that resonates because we got the Nine of Wands too, and to me, the Nine of Wands, there's this level of like you're on the defense. Like, yeah, you're ready, and there is stuff coming your way, but how much of that is coming your way is because you're creating and recreating a reality where you are under attack. Yeah, you're ready. Yeah, you can respond, but why are you still creating a reality where you're being attacked, right? So the phrase that we got is no, let her be happy. It's like
that other aspect of yourself that wants to experience something different than what you're assuming is coming again. No, let yourself be happy. Allow yourself to experience that. And if it turns out it's a similar pattern to something that no longer resonates with you, then allow that to be the truth and to move away from that, but lovingly, thankful that you can now recognize that that is no longer for you and transforming with it. So, making this wiggle room to like be happy, right? So right now, what we have is that right now, yeah, there's that rigidity, there is that fear, there is that, but there's also that desire to transform. There is that which ultimately is seeking truth and recognizing that the truth that you have collected and gathered in your toolkit is almost like too small for the truths that are new and coming our way. So that is where we're at right now. And then this is the transition, and we'll talk about where we're going. It will probably come into. Hope you like the reading so far. This is the type of format that I do very often for friends, clients, etc. In real life, and let me know if you're vibing with it. So, how do we transition? How do we transition out of this judgment, rigidity, and assumptions that are keeping us on the defense in a state of fear? So, we got this is my prayer to stay conscious when I forget to trust. That is so like on point. That is so relevant to what we were just saying. This is my prayer to stay conscious when I forget to trust. Maybe it's tapping into it's just the ability to see, to notice that you've shifted out of love and into fear, into doubt and stuff. Just your ability to observe that already positions you as the observer. And so it creates this distance between you and that feeling that allows you to choose what direction you want to head on. Why is that feeling coming up? My sister brought up yesterday that some feelings that come up, some anxiety, some things, it's almost like your inner kid that was once really nervous and intimidated by certain situations. But now you, the adult, can step in and be like, you know what, little kid, I got this. Like, I got this. So maybe that anxiety, that fear, that stuff that is bubbling up in that moment, it belongs to that person that in that moment maybe hadn't faced that sort of feeling and responded the best way they could, but from that place of fear, right? So you're no longer there. You don't have to attach any emotional responses to anything that you've already lived through because you're here now and you can create. So how do I step in for that inner kid, and how do I show up now as someone who understands that there is what is going on, and then there's the energetic subtext. What energy am I subscribing to, and therefore what is being mirrored back? What am I observing to, right? So right now it's that strength. It's funny because it's like what I was saying of the inner kid. It just feels like, look at that. There's this level of maybe that kid didn't know how to respond, but that kid was brave enough to respond in the best way they could. And that bravery is ancient. It's not even bravery. It's just this knowing. And so how do I summon that knowing, and how do I tap into that ancient like knowing? How do I tap into that when I'm in front of situations that bring up those fears, that discomfort? How do I summon that knowing? um like this says, my prayer to stay conscious. How do I summon that consciousness, that ability to observe and be an observer and not experience things in ways that I'm
playing into the game where that has some sort of power over me. So there's a lot, I think it's about moving with passion. So to me, it's like this emperor looks so much like this king of wands, but it's almost like this emperor is like is loosening up a bit. It's like the passion that comes with the king of wands. So it's like reminding ourselves what we are passionate about, right? It's like, yeah, this situation reminded me of this and made me feel like anxious and stuff, but I am passionate about love. I am passionate about transformation, liberation. So I'm going to summon that. I don't have to respond in the same energy that is being thrown my way. I can respond with something new. I can shift the energy and I can shift people around me and heal also when I allow myself to respond from a place of love. So if someone is whatever situation right now, I think I'm going to keep it general, but responding from a place of love and passion, and how do you keep that spark flowing within you even in those moments. I don't have to shrink anymore. I don't have to um if like make myself small just because someone else is uncomfortable. Like I don't have to do that because I know that I am loving, and I know I choose to cultivate love, and I know my intentions. So I think first and foremost, we have to remind ourselves of our intentions so that we can notice our actions and see how they're not aligning with what we want to evoke and also invoke and also incarnate, right? What energy we want to incarnate. There's also release self judgment because when we regain that ability to notice that we're acting from a place of fear, how are we responding to that awareness? Are we judging ourselves for once again acting from a place of fear, acting, like being mean to others, being rude, lashing out? How are we responding to ourselves? Are we judging ourselves? Are we hating ourselves for it? That also doesn't mean like not holding yourselves accountable. I feel like love goes hand in hand with holding ourselves accountable, holding ourselves and others accountable, and sometimes backing off, right? So, how are we responding to the awareness that we have once again acted from a place of fear that has taken us to lashing out? We can remind ourselves that those behaviors come from moments where we acted in those ways because we noticed maybe that was what worked in that moment. So it no longer works, and now I'm someone that has other tools, is creative, can come up with other tools, can look up other tools, can can relate to others and learn from others' experiences and apply it. So how am I responding to that awareness? It's bringing it back to love, bringing it back to the excitement of being able to see that you have deviated from your intention, and like applying it joyfully with passion, with excitement for your own transformation, and not judging ourselves as if we needed to be perfect, because we're all here just learning and growing and taking it one day at a time, right? So how are we responding to those shifts, right? And it's I think it's bringing it towards love again. The Nine of Swords, yeah, I feel like it's those moments where it's like this is pre taking that blindfold off, pre wiggling out of that of those the string or whatever it's called around, or la cuerda, like wiggling out, realizing actually I was never trapped. I can just wiggle out of these cuerdas, and I can just walk through the swords, and I can even take a couple if I want, and I can just take this off so easily, the blindfold so easily. So it's just almost like noticing that you had the power all along, and being loving towards yourself, just being thankful that now is a time that you can change that energy, being okay with the fact that it wasn't yesterday, it wasn't 5 minutes ago, it's now. Okay, so that being able to, how are you responding to that moment? It's like, I think it's important to be gentle with ourselves because so many things outside of ourselves are what shift the energy, and then suddenly you're capable of it, right? Suddenly you do it. And so it's like being loving and gentle with yourself and knowing that you don't know why it didn't happen yesterday. You wish you had, but it didn't, but you're here now. So now, for me, the now is the eternal present. There is no yesterday, there is no tomorrow, there is only the energy that I invoke in this moment and what that creates. So in the now, we're choosing love. And then you got kiss me is, I don't know why they wrote that, but to me it's like that same passion and love towards yourself and others, like invoking, if you're passionate about love, then invoking that, responding with that, no matter who is in front of you, no matter how much hate they're spewing at you. How do you respond lovingly? Sometimes love means walking away, sometimes means laughing in their face, whatever. You feel out that love and you trust that you know what love is. And if you feel like you don't, have a conversation, look it up, read a book, enjoy, like, notice your inner feelings, to explore, allow yourself to explore. So that's the transition energy, and now we're shifting into the this energy, which is the cycle that we're choosing. This is beautiful, beautiful energy right now. So we got the energy we're moving into. We got the Ace of Cups, baby. If you know tarot, you know the Ace of Cups. Like, the Ace of Cups is overflowing love, joy, prosperity, and abundance of love. It's bigger than us. It's that, like, who knows whose hand? Like, that's the hand of God. That is, like, love is is in everything. It's like the fabric of reality, like, is composed of love. At least it is one energy that ties us all together, and one energy that we can choose to be one, to recognize that oneness. Then we got the Wheel of the Year. To me, like, it's relevant that this is the card that came out because it is the beginning of the year. It is this new cycle, right? If you're choosing to see it that way, different people's years begins in different times. Some people don't even believe in time. It's your perception, whatever you want to choose. If you're following the stars, the moon, the whatever you want, I respect that. But if we are looking at this new year, and looking at this new cycle that starts with us now, what is that new energy that is initiating now? Because the cards are laid out almost like past, present, future, but it's all the now because we can shift into that energy now. Leave this tarot reading in that energy, right? So, starting now, I feel like it's about love, right? It's simple, it's straightforward, and that's how we like it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's reminding yourself that you have the power to be exactly where you want to be now, and it starts with the energy that you are incarnating, invoking, feeding, right? So we got, you are the joy. That's what I just said. It's reminding ourselves it lives within us. All of these energies move through us. What are you calling in? What are you holding a home for? What are you holding space for? What are you feeding to stay, right? So you are the joy. Feed the joy. Feed the joy. Bring the joy in. Whoever's in front of you, you don't have to give your time to everybody, but I do choose to believe that there's a reason why I was put in front of you today and you were put in front of me, right? So, how are you responding? Are you playing into the game that they're playing into without knowing they're playing a game? Like, that game to me is like a video game, like a storyline. Are you playing into their storyline, or do you have your own thing going on? And can you respond from there without playing into that character that they are perceiving you as? You don't have to play anyone's game.
and they can have their own simultaneous game going on and perceiving you in a certain way, and you could never identify with that or choose to observe what is true about it so that you can transform towards love. But just bringing it back to love, we got the Four of Cups. If you know the Four of Cups, it's like in that traditional representation, it's like a kid sitting, like arms crossed, like, "Meh." And then there's this like hand that's bringing in a cup, and then there's some cups in front, but the kid doesn't even pay attention to the cups because he's not like enjoying, I think, what life has to give and stuff. That is one interpretation. And what I'm perceiving it as right now, it's almost like it goes kind of hand in hand with what I was just saying. If like you don't like, you can be that hand. In this case, you're that hand that is holding, bringing in the love, and people can be like this, you know. And maybe they won't take your cup. Maybe they'll just see the cup. Maybe whatever. You can still bring it in. You can still, plant that seed. You can be that and allow others to be that for you. And also, there is this almost like withdrawal that I feel from, like, yeah, like removing yourself also from people, and like I in the sense that you notice they the storylines they've got going on and how you play into that, and remembering that that is something you're creating. So just gaining consciousness over what game you've been playing, and choosing what game you want to play, right? um yeah, so we got here, manifest your true intentions, period. I think to me, it's like, we didn't talk about visualization and, like, manifestation through creating very specific plans for yourself. But I think this is really beautiful. Like when we choose love and we trust the universe, and we know like our inklings, like you know what you like, whatever, and you trust and you ask that spirit, like, brings in more of that love, like expands it, brings you situations where that's exactly what you are experiencing, like that passion for wanting to do what you're doing, and growing in that direction. Like if you just assume that person, that feeling, that emotion, that love, you like cultivate it within you and stuff, and you trust that spirit, like as within so without. So if you trust that you're feeling that within, and that can be transformed outwards for you to experience, you don't even need to visualize specific scenarios to know that that is where you're being taken, that that is what you're living every single day. So manifest your true intentions. Allow yourself to, if you are thinking that you need to be at a specific place to feel what you want to feel, then shift out of that and embody what you want to feel, so that the situations around you show you exactly that. Show you that you are there. Remind you. Notice how you're already there today. What in your life shows you that you're already there? You're already there. You're already there, so allow everything around to show you that. Because what you are seeing right now is the manifestation of your previous perception that you were feeding. So, as you commit to love and commit to shifting back to love when you notice you've shifted out, then inevitably you will see how that is exactly you outside of you as well. How everything around you is vibrating there and almost like pushing you towards the most intense manifestation of that feeling that you could experience in this lifetime. So commit to love, I think is what they're saying. Consider any tones of doubt that might be present today. Consider any tones of doubt that might be present today. This is who I am when that doubt falls away. This is who I am when that doubt falls away. You are love. as you are crazy, as you are angry, as you are irrational, as you are whatever. You are all of those things. You do contain all of those possibilities, all of those like multitudes, and you can embody all of it and or just one, and you are that multidimensional being. So, in the simplest ways, choose love and allow all of the different dimensions and expressions of love to manifest through you and towards you. So, yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this reading right now. I'm just gonna take one more of those. Oh, actually, I'm gonna take from these cards. I didn't realize. So these are the Don Lauro. He is a man that I think he lived in Chiapas. My aunt knows him, and the story goes that when he was a kid, some monks, I think from Tibet, came looking for him, and he was in Chiapas, Mexico. They came looking for him. He went away. He like learned a bunch of things. Like was just like a prodigy child leader, and he's now like an older man. I think he's still living over there. And so these are his oracle cards, and I want to use one as the closing message for you. It's in Spanish, and I'll translate. Caballero Águila. El guerrero debe estar en todo momento, en el momento de la vida, en el momento de la muerte. So, águila, caballero águila is like águila is an eagle. So, eagle knight or knight eagle, like a knight, like the knight of wands. So, el guerrero, the warrior, must be present in every moment, in the moment of life, in the moment of death. To me, it's that the warrior is the person willing to shift, transform, fight, right? So you must be present, you must be observing what is going on to consciously know how to participate. Is it through putting a stop, ending, killing a cycle, or is it through nurturing, planting a seed? How is love being summoned in that situation? How can I show up as love? Because love is not all sunshines and rainbows. Love sometimes takes, whew, it takes a lot of discipline, of commitment. So, how does love show up for you today? How can you leave this reading and move towards love? Continue moving towards love, because if we're here today, it's because that's what we've chosen already. So thank you so much for coming to this first reading. My name is Ziete. I'll probably make a video telling the story of my name, and I do oracle and tarot readings privately. I think I'm gonna do them by donation. So if you're interested in that, just shoot me a message. My email is, I'll leave it in the description. It's on my channel too. No social media for now. But yeah, thank you. Have a great day.